Here in the city where I live, there's an apocalypse happening, and everyone is protected, afraid of everything going on here. But today, I want to scare these players, and figure out different ways to scare them, using really weird avatars. I'm going to make the scariest avatars ever, to scare all the players who are surviving in the city that's having a zombie apocalypse. These avatars are really going to be scary. So for that, I called my friend, who's going to help me do this. He said, let's go. And what's the first avatar you're going to make? Look, I still don't know what the first avatar will be, but he's going to have to help me decide who I'm going to scare. So I'm coming back here to the car, and now he came back here too. I'm even arriving up front to investigate all this. And there are lots of people here in the city, living in really different ways. Each one is living in a really strange house. Some players are less scared, and others are more scared. But I'm arriving here to talk to this player, because I want to know why he made a farm. He even noticed that I'm here, and he came here to talk to me. I said, why did you make a farm? I really want him to tell me. And now he opened the gate, and his base is really interesting. There's even a player here, but it's a giant base with a lot of space for many things. He said, it's so we don't go hungry, and that actually makes sense. But his farm is really interesting. But it looks like he left here, and he only opened the gate to say that. He even went back to doing his job, and I thought maybe we would be friends, but these are going to be the first players I'll scare in the city. But guys, he's staring at me here, and he said, wait, why didn't those players protect themselves? Look, I think he's talking about those players, and for some reason they have 2 cars, and they're also living their lives normally, like nothing is happening. They're really weird, so I'm going over there to talk to them. But my friend is going to have to stay here investigating everything, so he's heading back here. Now he's climbing up there, because he's recording all of this, and he's basically going to investigate the players. After all, he has to find out all the possible information, but I'm going to take this chance and make the first scary avatar of all. So I got here, and the floor is completely dirty. But I'm going in here, and on the right, I'm going to have to use some codes to get scary avatars. I'm going to use this ID first, but that didn't work very well. And for some reason, my avatar is totally glitched. So I'm going to use this other ID, and I simply turned into a ghost. I really look like a ghost. But here on the right, I'm going to remove my items, and now I'm just transparent. So I have to scare the players who live in this house, because they're living a normal life in this zombie apocalypse universe, where there are players well hidden and protected. And he's even aiming at this item, because he noticed my friend is here. So I'm arriving here to talk to him, because what he's doing is weird. Suddenly he's aiming at this item. I just got here, and he simply ran back over there. Now he placed a wall, and I can't see what's happening inside here. He really got scared, and this player is very weird. But guys, I'm going to have to climb up here, so I'm basically going to jump here, and then to this other part, but I'm not able to climb up here. He's even looking outside, and I'm going to show up here because I want him to see me down here. And apparently, he finally saw it, and he's watching what's going on. He said, get out of there, ghost! Look, actually, I think he doesn't want me to get out of here, because if I do, I'll appear behind him to scare this player. But now he got distracted, so I'm going to hide back here. He even came back here, and he simply doesn't know where I am, especially because I disappeared. But actually, I'm right here in this part. Now I'm waiting for him to leave, and he finally left, went back to that part, and he's keeping an eye on my friend. But meanwhile, I'm going to have to climb up here, and it's going to be pretty hard, or maybe not so much. But I'm getting right behind him, and he still hasn't noticed where I am. Now he finally noticed it, and he ran away. Guys, he's arriving at this house so the player can open the gate, and he actually opened it. That was really weird, and it looks like they're talking. But he said, I saw a ghost, I swear. But the ghost is the simplest avatar of all, because today I'm going to make much scarier avatars. Now I'm climbing up here to make my next Roblox avatar. That friend of mine is taking pictures, and it's really a lot of photos. But he noticed that I'm back here, and that I'm a ghost. I don't even know if he realized that it's me, but it looks like he did. He even waved, and I don't know how he knows the ghost is me. He said, you're the only one trying to scare the players. Of course it's you. And that makes sense. But now, I want to change my avatar to scare even more players. They noticed that I'm here, but I don't know if that's a good thing, because now both of them saw me. Even the farmer is looking at him, and he said, let me take care of him. And guys, this is bad. He basically wants to fight me. He even grabbed that shovel and is going to fight me. And I didn't want this to happen, but I have to get out of here. So I'm running back here, but he climbed up, and this is simply my end. He even got mad, and he said, what are your last words? But guys, I had an idea. I'm going to use a totally invisible avatar, and now I'm going to redirect my character, and I'm simply invisible. And he even got really scared, not understanding where I went. And actually, I'm right here, and he doesn't know how this happened. Now he's throwing water here, and he said, stay hydrated, ghost. Look, this is really weird. I don't know why he's doing this, and that friend of mine is taking pictures of that player who is staring at us right now. But I'm going to leave here without him noticing in Roblox. And now I'm coming to his house, but it's locked, and now he's finally coming back here. And guys, he just opened the gate, and I came inside, but it looks like he has something to say to the player. He said, I made the ghost disappear. Everything's okay now. Look, that's a lie. I'm literally in his house, but he doesn't know I'm here, because I'm I'm not showing up. He's even coming to this lower part and going into the bunker. Now he's here doing some research. Maybe he wants to find out how to save humanity. And for some reason, they stole my car. My car is literally at those players' house. And because of that, I have to scare them later. Now this player came here and he noticed there's a farmer in this part. He's even leaving now, but he doesn't know how to get out. So now I turned into a chair and I'm right here. I'm literally a chair. And he still doesn't know how to get out. And he's trying to break the door. Now he just noticed that I'm back here, but he's staring at me. And he said, wait, was this chair here before? Look, obviously it wasn't. This is clearly a new chair. I can even move. He went back there and he's super scared. But now the player came up here and is coming to talk to them. The red player even has something really important to say. He said, the chair moved, I swear. But guys, now I can't move and I'm scared this chair might move by accident. The farmer is staring at that player and he said, it's just a chair. You're crazy. But this is not just a chair. I can actually move. And apparently they realized that. And finally he got scared. I'm even moving here. I can literally jump. And now they left. But both of them ran away from here and they're super scared. Look, that was weird. But now I'm in this house and there's only a farmer here and I don't even know what he's doing just standing there. I said, hey, are you okay? Because he's lying down here. Now he finally got up and he said, I think I'm going crazy. And now he went back to sleep. I really think he got scared and confused because there's a talking chair. So here on the right, I'm going to grab a chair exactly like me and place it right here. But here on the left, I'm going to make it white. Perfect. This chair looks just like me. And now I have to get out of here and turn my avatar back to normal. So I'm like this now. And I'm arriving right here. And I'm finally back, but my friend is staring at me and taking a bunch of pictures. But I want to see what they're going to do with that chair, which is completely white and looks just like me. But those players disappeared, and actually there's a tank coming up front. And this is really bad, because it got right in front of his house. And now it's aiming the tank right here. But if they shoot right here, there's a chance they'll hit this player. And now they actually shot. They're really shooting several times, and everything here is completely destroyed. Everything is on fire. But the chair is still intact, and the player is still sleeping. And guys, he got up here without understanding what's going on. And he's just putting out the fire, and this is really important so his house doesn't catch fire. But I don't know how those players have the courage to do that to his house. So he closed the gate, and now they can't come in here anymore, and the player went back to sleep. And guys, he's really weird because he basically just sleeps. But my friend is looking here, and he said, wait, they're going to your mansion, and you're going to be able to use powers. And guys, it's true. If they're really coming to my mansion, this is going to be the best thing ever. Because as soon as they get to my mansion, I'm going to be able to use powers. And they really are coming here. But what they don't know is that I'm going to scare them. And my friend is going to have to watch all of this. Now he went up to a higher spot to record everything that's going to happen in this mansion. And I'm going to have to use a really special and also really scary avatar. Perfect! I'm using this avatar. And if I resize my character, I'll look like this. So now I'm coming here because I can use effects in my house. And I can use the effects that are here, but all of them are underneath the house. So I'll have to improvise a lot. I'm going to use the effects back here, since the two of them are right here dancing. And guys, for some reason they're dancing, but they don't know that this house is scary and also haunted. So now I'm running up here from the back, and this house of mine is really weird. So now I'm going to activate a bunch of effects, and I'm going to activate the red effect, and also some buttons from here. I'm even going to activate fire, and also summer. Perfect! I'm activating everything at the same time, and I'm going to activate this other one, and I'll also activate the red color. Now the room looks like this, and they stopped dancing, but the player got confused, and they're not even scared. He said, this is my house. It's normal for this to happen. Look, this house is actually mine, and he's clearly lying. So I'm going to have to appear back here, and it looks like they're leaving, and while they're leaving, I'm going to show up to scare these players. They finally saw me, and he's really scared, but they just realized there's a ghost here. And up here, I'm going to lock the door, and they can't escape now. And I want to see what they're going to do. He said, wait, I didn't come here to bother anyone. Look, I know that, but unfortunately I came here to bother you. So the two of them just ran out of here, and the door is locked. This is really going to be their end, and I'm going to do a trust test, and I'm going to tell them a lie to see if these players are traitors. I said, only one of you can leave alive, so who's it going to be? Look, obviously I'm lying, and I'm lying because I want to see if the two of them are really true friends. But they're staring at each other, and this player doesn't know what to choose. But the red player probably already knows what to say. He said, I'm going to leave alive because I'm better than you. And now he just left, but he was really smart and ran away from here, and he simply abandoned his friend. The player even removed the bed, and this player was betrayed. But now I simply turned back to normal. And I said, you received this house just for you. Congratulations. I'm even giving this house only to this player so he can be happier. And now he's really happy because he got a house after being betrayed. But I'm going to deactivate some effects from here. And now this house is his. So he's coming inside to enjoy the house. And he's really enjoying it. He's already lifting weights here. But guys, there's someone I really want to get revenge on. And that's the player who betrayed his friend. But besides that player, I also want to get revenge on the players who live in this house because they stole my car. And now he's coming up front to hide exactly in this house. And this player is really weird. Now my avatar looks like this, and I'm going to use a very specific ID. So here on the right, I'm going to use this ID. And now I look like this, and I have the longest neck ever. So I'm coming over here to talk to the players to see what they think about this. But they're not down here, even though they left the TV on. So I'm sure they're right here, eating their dinner. Now I'm coming up here to basically talk to these players. He even saw me here, but this player is scarier than me. He said, "You're too ugly. Get out of here before you get banned." Look, I don't know how he has the courage to say that to a ghost, because I can turn into a ghost. He said, "You're a silly ghost." So now I got banned, and they literally banned me from their house, and I couldn't get my car back. That's really weird. But now I came back here, and my friend came too, and he's taking a bunch of pictures, but he has to help me and get my car back. And it looks like he helped me now and recovered my Roblox car. That's really good. But my neck looks really weird because it's super tall. So this player showed up here, and he's watching what's going on, especially because we took this car, which he thinks is his, but it's actually mine. It even has my license plate. He said, "Give me back my car now." Look, I can't do that. But my friend left here, and now we're just running out front. And it looks like this player is going into this other house, and now he's going downstairs. But what he doesn't know is that we already know he's in this house, and we're basically coming up here, because I have to get revenge for everything this player did to his friend, because he betrayed his friend. But his friend got lucky, because I'm a fake ghost. But now, I'm going to need a lot of help to mess up this player's house. So here on the right, I'm going to grab this light, and I'm going to place this light in the player's house. And I really need more help. Now you can see there are several players here helping me place as many lights as possible to simply scare that player. We're placing a lot of lights because we want to crash his game, especially since he's down here, and his house is getting full of lights. This house is really weird now, and it's the strangest house of all, because it's lagging a lot. But now, this player is apparently coming upstairs, and he got here and doesn't understand what's going on. It even looks like he just left the game. And guys, if you want to add me on Roblox, just click the join button, and I'll add you on Roblox.